We are joined by Governor Wilber Ottichilo from Vihiga County. We'll have this conversation with him. Governor, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
I know you're a two-term governor.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
And former member of parliament. As we get into this conversation, we'll look at the work that you've done and the work that the counties are doing.
Yeah.
You're a member of the Council of Governors. You chair a committee on climate change and so on. But first, Janet is going to give you the day's quote. She'll tell you something that was said by somebody.
Yeah.
And let's see whether those words make any sense today to you. Jano.
This was said in Nigeria. It's a Nigerian proverb from a while back, and it says, "If you close your eyes to facts, if you close your eyes to facts, you will learn through accidents. If you close your eyes to facts, you will learn through accidents."
Wow. If you close your eyes
to facts,
you will learn through accidents.
You will learn through accident.
Yeah.
I think what it means is that there are many things that you can do without not necessarily seeing, but thinking about it, strategizing and knowing what to be done, you can do it. So it's like you can be able to do many things, particularly if you are put in a very difficult situation where you just have no choice, but whether you are close to your eyes or not, you have a choice to make your own way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing. People think more, people become more innovative when they are put in a very difficult situation, just like closing eyes and you don't know where you are going.
Right. And the word you mentioned just now, strategically, because I think the whole idea even of having these conversations is the strategy working for the people. But if you're closing your eyes to those facts, the fact that this person doesn't have service delivery, then that kind of creates the possibility of an accident because they don't feel like they got the access that they deserve.
Beautiful one. Governor, you know, when we got our first devolution governments, the county governments in 2013, there was all this hope that now we have devolution, so we are going to have money coming down to us from Nairobi. We're going to be making the decisions ourselves. And then we saw the first batch of 47 governors and what they were doing. And over time now, this being the third county government, we are seeing governors signing performance contracts with their people and so on and so forth. But is the citizen at the center of this? Are citizens feeling that their government is actually serving them based on what they want, or are they feeling that the governments are serving them based on what those in government want? Right?
Please allow me to just retreat back and see where we came from and where we are. We came from a centralized government, a government where all the decisions were made in Nairobi. And it was at the grassroots level, it was the district commissioner or the DO who effected the programs. And Kenyans felt that they needed to take control of their own development agenda. And that's why we fought for more than 20 years to get into devolution. And indeed, we are happy that we then ended up with a constitution, 2010 constitution, which now gave the leeway to have devolution, devolved governance of system where the people themselves are in charge, where people make decisions and they are able to see the impact. So from 2013 onwards, we got into devolution. But I think I want to make it very clear, we got it on a wrong footing. We had what was called a transitional authority, which was supposed to pave way so that the new governance of devolution comes on a clean slate. But that didn't happen. Actually, devolution was crafted or planted on corruption. In fact, I saw the headline in the Standard where it say devolution has been devolved. But I would say, that devolution was planted or grafted on corruption. Why am I saying so? The governments that were there, the local governments, they were notoriously known to be very corrupt. So when the devolution came in, they were crafted on those local government. And then those who came to implement the devolution were seconded from the national government to the counties to that. So basically we started on a wrong footing. Yeah. But having said that, Eric, I want to tell you, devolution is working despite of all those challenges. And for the last 12 years, I can bet if you went to the 47 counties and you carried out a proper survey, people would tell you there is a difference. And particularly the difference, I would say, has been a number of sectors. And one sector that has done extremely well is health sector. The number of health facilities that have been put in place from northeastern to western to wherever are many. For example, in Vihiga alone, for the last 12 years, we've been in devolution. We have put in place health facilities more than 48. Also, when you go to, you look at issues like education, we have done extremely well. Before, what used to be called youth polytechnics actually had collapsed. Today, we have new vocational training centers, and all the 47 counties have now new vocational centers which are working. Like, for example, in Vihiga, when I came in, I found only 8 working. Today, I have 34, with the youth getting their learning skills and being able to get. So I don't want to elaborate much, but I want to put it on record.
It's working.
That devolution is working.
Right. Okay.
But we have a lot of challenges. And corruption is a cross-cutting issue. It's a national issue. And it's not fair to focus corruption only on counties. Corruption is a national pandemic, and we need to deal with it.
Right. Governor, I've been thinking throughout, from yesterday and even leading into DevCon, that sometimes I feel like we are defending devolution too much, that we shouldn't be, because it feels like proponents of devolution are always saying devolution is working, devolution is working. We still need to push for it, almost like it hasn't taken enough of a foothold, that we are like, devolution is what it is. It's here with us. It's like, you don't say national government is working. Okay, you do, but not in the way that you defend devolution. How do we mainstream the devolution conversation so much that we don't need to defend devolution? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, it does. It does. I think from the onset, although there was a lot of public participation during the enaction of the Constitution, after that and after the promulgation of the Constitution, in my own view, I feel that the people, the Kenyans, have not understood how devolution was crafted and how it's supposed to work. And people, I'm a governor, people are confused to know what is the role of the national government and what is the role of the county government. So there is that confusion in there. So I feel that moving forward, there needs to be a very well-calculated program to create awareness of the roles of the county governments and the roles of the national government. Because there is a confusion. For example, I was a member of parliament for 10 years, and we were using CDF to do development. Currently, still CDF is working. So sometimes people that on the ground, they don't know this project, is it being implemented by the county government or the national government? So there is a lot of awareness to be done. And also, when it comes to public participation, I personally feel that public participation, as much as it is the driver of devolution, it has not been it has not got into the people what is their role. In many cases, when you look at devolution, when you go in, when we are doing budgeting process and so on, it's like people are just coming to listen. And after they listen, they say, okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. And they don't even question. So there is still a lot of capacity building that has to be done to our people.
Oh, to just make it comfortable. Sorry, Mariam, to make it comfortable for them to participate. I wanted to speak specifically, Governor, to Vihiga County. You've spoken about progressing health, education in terms of infrastructure and facilities.
Yeah, correct.
Is there still something, a gap that hasn't been closed, that you can reflect on and say, I wish that in my second term by now, this is something that I could have done for the people of Vihiga? What would that be?
Well, development is a continuous process, and there's no time we'll say now we hit that target. So it's a moving target. I would want to say that the main challenge in all counties, not only Vihiga, is the resources to implement the programs. What is the biggest problem most of our counties we are suffering from is a bloated wage bill. When we got into devolution, ideally the county governments were supposed to have been dissolved. On those governments were supposed to have been dissolved, and the workers who were there were supposed to go home and we start afresh. But that didn't happen. Actually, we inherited the local government workforce. Then we came in and recruited more staff to add on what we had inherited. So the biggest problem in all the counties has been, and it still remains, a bloated wage bill. So most of the resources we get, more than 40%, even to up to 60%, go to wage bill. So we have very little money left for development. But let me put also a rider. Most of these functions that have been devolved, like health, which is fully devolved, except the national health facilities that are level 6 and so on. Ideally, money should follow the function. But in case of health, you find that it's fully devolved, or we are responsible for the doctors, for the nurses, and everybody. But when you see the amount of money that is given or devolved to carry the health sector is less than 10% of what remains at the national level. And the national level is supposed just to do coordination and the policy. But most of the money remains there. That is one challenge. The other challenge, again, at the national level is the only government, is the only institution that can negotiate grants, loans for, let's say, the health sector. And they indeed do, and agriculture. But when they negotiate for these monies and these loans or grants, they administer the program from the headquarters. So we only become just receivers, and we receive, we only get what they want us to get. So that's where I would say health sector would have done extremely well. Education would have done extremely well. But most of the monies are retained at the headquarters instead of following the function.
And we'll follow the money conversation for sure. I just wanted to stick to Vihiga before we deviate.
Yes.
You've spoken about the fact that a lot of people still don't quite understand. A lot of Kenyans don't understand devolution, the differences, who does what is county, what is national government. What have you done in Vihiga to make sure that the people of Vihiga understand these are the functions of the county government, these are the functions of national, this is devolved, this is national, and all of that?
Thank you. We have done quite a number of initiatives to get people to know. One, luckily enough, Vihiga, we are lucky as a county, we have an FM radio. So I have an FM radio, Vihiga FM, where we use that radio to be able to inform. Anytime we have a program, like now we are doing annual development work plan for 2025-2026. We go on the radio, we explain what the plan is all about, what we expect the people, we expect them to respond to some of the questions. But we are discouraging, because the biggest problem when devolution started, they started on a wrong footing in terms of public participation. Because what was done was that people would be brought in a hall like this, and then they are taken through, let's say, a budgeting process, but later on they are paid. So it became now that for you to go to public participation, you must be paid. So now some people became very smart, and every public participation they were there.
Their job.
And then again, they made a wrong thing. The precedent that was set was wrong. Initially, they started with 500 shillings. Then they upgraded to 1,000. And you see in the countryside, to get 1,000 to go just to listen. So again, that's where things we lost the track. The people who come, our ward administrators, the chiefs, they organize their own people because there is something. There's a reward. So I am trying. In fact, I have decided, moving forward now, we are doing everything either on radio or online. When we have all this public participation, I put the documents online and tell people, can you comment?
On radio as well.
And we have also our website where we put this. And then we use the radio and even now the mobile to ask people questions, and they respond.
Okay, let's take a break now. We have on set, I was going to say on our studio set in Homa Bay, Governor of studio set in Homa Bay County, Governor of Vihiga County, Wilber Ottichilo, talking a little bit more about his own county, his own commitments. We are talking about devolution, of course, and we'll come back after the break to continue the conversation on what will shift after this specific conference with regards to how he's going to implement matters in Vihiga County. Coming up to 7:30 on Fixing the Nation. And before we even continue our conversation, I was just thinking in the break, the way we spoke to Governor Wanga yesterday about how she's platforming Homa Bay County, some of the opportunities, tourists. Governor, what are one or two attractions in Vihiga County that you're proud of, but you wish more people knew about to draw in, whether it's local tourists or domestic or international tourists?
Attractions in terms of tourism?
Yes.
Oh, very good, very good. I think Vihiga is a small county, but very beautiful. It's forested. In fact, we have 37% forest cover. We are on third nationally after Nyeri, Nyahururu, and Vihiga. And then we are very rugged, hilly and rugged. So the biggest attraction there is that we have Maragoli, Bunyore Hills, where we are trying to build up ecotourism. So we, unfortunately, those hills, Maragoli and Bunyore Hills, were degraded. People, degraded the hills and had become bare with stones. But now we have come up with a very strong program to re-afforestate the whole place. And one of the biggest attractions we are anticipating is having ecotourism, and particularly rock climbing. We think rock climbing will be very, very, very good. And in the future, we also thinking of cable cars. You can have cable cars from one hill to another. So those are some of the one of the key areas of interest for us. And also the other area we are trying to pick up is on hospitality industry. By the way, our weather is very good. We have almost 300 days out of 365 days we have rain. So, and the weather is very good. The temperatures just range from 16 degrees. When it's so hot, it's about 21, 22.
What?
So it's a very good and good for hospitality.
Okay. Hakuna kabaridi?
No, kabaridi iko.
16 to 21. That is cold. Alafu, 300 out of 365 days, it's rainy.
Yeah, it's rainy. And so we are trying to build our hospitality industry. In fact, most people who come to Kisumu prefer to come and live or go in the hotels in Vihiga. Because it's cool, and again, because if we are high, the mosquitoes are not there.
Yes. Kuna bzzz in your ear every 5 minutes.
So those are some of the best areas. And Vihiga also, we are very good in performing acts.
Yes.
Performing arts and in music. So we believe we combine that with the ecotourism and very rich culture. We offer quite a lot. Right, like right now we have a very serious circumcision ceremony going on, and it's real serious, very serious.
People come to to participate.
Yes, there's a lot of dancing, and we have preserved forests where that is done.
Yeah.
And it's quite something that is unique.
They preserved almost as what's like the county version of a UNESCO site, you know?
Yes.
So exactly for that. Okay. Speaking of, when I think of tourism, I also think money. I think Vihiga is a good model for own source revenue. I know things have been going fairly well for the county. What revenue streams exist for Vihiga County? How have you managed to increase your own source revenue? And then how can we, perhaps devolve that into other counties? Because yes, a national government, there'll always be that push and pull for the monies, but if there's own source revenue coming in, it can be a little bit more sufficient.
I think that's a very good question you have asked, and I think it's a question that we should look into it in detail. In fact, the biggest problem we have in all counties regarding pending bills is because of own source revenue. The projections we have been giving, they have all been off completely the mark. And therefore what happens that we project we are going to collect this amount of millions of shillings, and then we budget for it and go in and implement those projects.
You contract based on that budget.
Based on those targets. And then eventually you don't collect the money.
Right.
And then you end up with pending bills. So it's something that is very important. And that's why the revenue collection or own source collection is one area that needs to be re-evaluated and re-examined on how best to come up with the right targets.
Right.
It's as simple as this. I keep saying, just stop being mischievous. Okay?
Yes.
I say that of the national government. I say that of the county governments. It's mischief. When you overestimate, you know you collected 600 million last year, and then you come in and budget and say we're going to collect 3 billion next year. What's that based on? Like really? If you just started by not being mischievous, being realistic,
I agree,
and saying this is how much we can collect, and then you work towards that, that would work, that would help. How much did Vihiga County collect in the just concluded financial year?
This financial year we collected 379 million, and we had a target of 340. So we surpassed by about 39 million.
Okay.
What's the potential? What's the potential for Vihiga?
The potential for Vihiga, we have the potential to raise up to 900 million.
Wow.
If we did it well. But we still have quite a number of challenges. And therefore, like in this coming year, we have set a target of 500, and we believe we will do it because there are many revenue streams that we have not been focusing on. Like for example, Vihiga has a lot of gold mining. For all these years, we have never been leveling, collecting own source revenue. But now we have organized the gold miners into artisanal associations. And therefore, with the associations now, we license them so we can now get money. So we have many revenue streams that we have not been collecting. For example, many counties collect more money through land rates because they have, they have evaluated their evaluation role. In Vihiga, we have just now finished the evaluation of our role. So when we come in with a new evaluation role, we'll be able to collect more because we have been using rates of late 60s and 70s. So I believe with time and sensitization also, sometimes people just don't want to pay. So public participation to tell people that paying tax, you are becoming self-reliant is very important.
It begins with the citizen again, just like we said. The theme for this year is citizen-centered. Citizens participating in the development of the CIDP, the County Integrated Development Plan, 5-year plan, participating in the annual development plans, like you said you're doing now.
Yes.
That's saying these are the priority projects for us this year.
Yes.
and then budgeting on that.
Yes.
Realistically.
Yes.
By saying this is how much you can collect.
Yes.
So if people see that we are paying tax so that we can fund this project, and we saw them being implemented last year, it creates that cycle of people trusting their governments. And then now faithfully implementing them, which is where now performance management comes in the entire role of performance management, so that people can then have the confidence in that. Where is the missing link here? Because it sounds pretty obvious. Engage the citizens, let the citizens determine what do we want, cost it, say so this is how much we need, we know this is how much we can get from shared revenue, this is how much we can get from own source revenue, then this is how we shall prioritize the projects, we shall start implementing, participate in the implementation of the projects, and then we complete, we hand over the project to the citizens, moving on. Why doesn't it happen? It sounds like
I think it's straightforward.
Fairly.
The missing link is that we do all this public participation. We have the people give their views on what they want. But now, when it comes to implementation, you find that the local people, or the people now, are not part of the participation, part of the implementation. So where the missing link is in the implementation, is where you find that, yes, we do it, but now when we go through now the process of tendering and so on, now different people now take the process. If the contractor is given a job, he now will do the job according to the specification, what was given, and once it finishes, it is now those who gave it, the department that gave would say, okay, you have done it, and they give a certificate and it's paid. And that's where we have a problem. And that's why some of the projects that are done are not done to the specification, to the quality that is required. So one aspect that is missing, and we need to find a way how to bring it in. How do people on the ground participate in the actual implementation of the project and give their final say on whether they are satisfied that project has been implemented to their satisfaction before payment is done? That's where we have a big problem.
Is there a model?
Is there
a model that you can say we can borrow from, where we say local citizens are participating? In fact, they are the ones who issue the first certificate of completion before anybody else in the county government gives a certificate of completion.
I think when
we are satisfied
was in Makueni, when I went to Makueni my first time as a governor, I think I saw that system working. I don't know whether it's still working, but when I was there, when we had the Devolution conference in Makueni, the people attested that they indeed were part of the implementation, because that's where the trick is. We tell them what to do, we tell them everything, but when it comes to implementation, they are nowhere.
And
then even when it comes to now ownership, we finish the ownership is not also given to them. The project is just, that's why I told you, people will tell you, we don't know this road, whether it's done by MP or it's done by governor and so on. Because once it's done, no ownership.
And markets as well. You find the market is built and people don't even move to the market.
Oh yeah, because they haven't been engaged in it. We'd also like to speak to, or you wanted to add something?
No, so I know that there are guidelines that have now been released from Treasury, where now it's mandatory that the people on the ground, the beneficiaries of the project must participate in the implementation and must give oversight of what is going on before final payments are done.
Now, I was going to ask about last mile, but I think he's touched on it. Last mile devolution. I was going to ask about water and sanitation and some of the gaps. So I think this kind of ties back to resourcing and just trying to find, I don't know if the word is creative ways to make sure that connectivity, water, sanitation are reaching the people. But last mile, the people who are most left behind in Vihiga County. Talk to us about some of the unique challenges that those people are facing. I know that's a broad question, but what's the one that comes up the most when you think of that person in Vihiga County who is most left behind? What do some of those challenges look like?
Well, when we talk of last connectivity, particularly if we have to focus on water and electricity, you'll find that the most people who are marginalized or who are left behind are the people, the poor people, the marginalized people, the people who cannot afford to pay for the deposit for electricity, or those who are not able to pay for the connectivity of the water. So what we are doing as a county, we are trying to go into renewable energy, particularly when it comes to electricity. We are now experimenting on getting the people who are vulnerable, who cannot even connect to electricity, to be able to connect them on solar lighting. And we have started doing small solar villages where those vulnerables are. And as I said, our area is very rugged. Those who live in the mountains, in the hills there, there's no electricity there. So we're trying to introduce solar lighting, and then also roof catchment in terms of water. Trying to buy tanks for them and installing in their strategic places, for example, their houses, so that they can collect water from rain.
You know something about Dr. Wilber Ottichilo? His PhD is in natural resource management. Did you just hear about solar, water?
Solar villages, very interesting concept.
And also space science.
Space science.
Yeah.
Space science. Interesting. Are we getting an observatory in Vihiga anytime soon?
Well, I was very instrumental in the establishment of the Kenya Space Agency, and I'm very proud that the Kenya Space Agency now is fully functional, and now we are linked up to the rest of the space community in the world, and now we can be able to monitor. We can monitor actually what is going on the ground, even here in Homa Bay, from space at any given minute.
That's amazing. And the fact that the Kenya Space Agency is not a very well-known agency, part of government, but doing quite a lot of good work and collaborative work with other places, makes me also think of the way sometimes we approach counties as almost silos. We don't think of them as, being collaborative with the rest of the country, but also the world. How are we opening up Vihiga and in general counties to be partners with, other countries, other counties elsewhere, so that we don't just operate in our silos or in our kind of cocoons of my county, my county, my country, my country.
It's for example, for us in Vihiga, we are making partnership with various institutions worldwide. Like in March, I was in India trying to get partnership, and we have already struck some understanding. Some universities, Vegan University in India is a very highly technical university. We are signing an MOU with them to be able to help them in training on internship basis our VTC or our students who come from their vocational training centers. So we have said that. In terms of climate change, we have a lot of institutions that we are linking up worldwide to be able to work together. At the county level, we have set a center of excellence in climate action at Kaimos Friends University, which we believe is going to be a hub for generation and training of people in climate action, both at the county level and also at the national level. So we are trying to get as many partners as possible from outside. Probably Eric will tell you, I have introduced in this country a very interesting technology, Geographical Information System, GIS. I'm the architect of GIS, and I have been able to work with the rest of the counties, and now the 47 counties have GIS.
Actually,
and GIS is the system.
I was going to go into that. Just tell us a little bit about that, because many people may not be familiar with GIS. Just give us an overview, the way you started, and how counties have integrated it.
That's why, that's part of my training, my PhD in that. So I think GIS is a computer-based system that allows you capture data, manipulate data, analyze data, model data, and store data. So that's the system.
All right.
And you know,
wait,
today,
we capture this data, analyze it, store it, model it, to what end?
And you see, modeling, when I talk of modeling, is now what people are calling AI, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
That's modeling. That's what it is. So it's a system that allows you to, once you have data, you can analyze it to as long as you want to ask any question. And that's why today, in the world, the most expensive commodity is not gold, it's data. The richest people today in the world are people who are using data, who are manipulating, who are doing data analytics.
I'm still trying to understand it from our Mwananchi
Very
perspective.
simple perspective.
Break it down.
Yeah.
This GIS system or GI system,
Yeah.
what is it used for?
What is it is used for? To make rational planning and decision making, you need data.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if you don't have information that you can analyze to allow you to be able to tell you with what you require to do is this, you cannot make a decision. And that's why most of the decisions we make in this country and elsewhere are subjective, are personal. And that's why, you know, we members of, we politicians, we are notorious of saying, if I am elected, I'm going to do this. If I'm elected, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
But you are just saying, what basis are you using to say that you are going to build a health center, you are going to build a school? On what basis? So GIS allows you to get the data, collect the data, ask first of all the right question. Which is, let's say, if you want a school, which is the most appropriate place to put a school?
In Vihiga County.
In Vihiga County. And you must say, what are the parameters required? For, you need probably land.
Yes.
You need the population. You must have the people there. You must have water there.
Access, yes.
You must all these other physical infrastructure. And there must be no school there. Because if there's a school,
it doesn't make sense to duplicate.
But that today, we have many schools built one next to each other. And that's why we have problem with the teachers. We cannot, because one school here has a less enrollment of 100 people, 100 pupils. Another one here has 100 pupils, and they are within a radius of 1 kilometer.
Makes no sense.
So with the GIS, it allows you, once you have the data and you put it there in the system, you do now what is called modeling. You do, or you ask questions. You ask, which is the best place I want to put school? And you say, these are the parameters. If this place fulfills these parameters, then it's the right place to school.
I like that. Counties are using data to make these decisions. I'm so glad. We're running out of time.
I was going to be like, they should.
Counties should be using
That's
data
what I was thinking.
to make decisions. Okay?
That's what I was thinking.
Not necessarily. Some counties may be, some may not be. You see, now that's the point where, you know, where you see the collaboration or maybe the technical support maybe coming from the Council of Governors, where this would be helping, you know, or the regional economic blocks. Vihiga, for example, is one of the 14 counties in the Lake Region Economic Block. We see them. So the Lake Region Economic Block counties, all 14 of them, should be having decisions where they're saying, these are the needs, the commonalities, and the needs of, that's why we came together and called ourselves an economic block.
Exactly.
So you're not competing, but you're
Complementing
and
each other.
complementing each other so that you can grow.
Yeah.
Does that happen really? Because we've had so many years of these regional blocks.
Well, the regional blocks, when they came in, it was just a question of sitting together and saying, okay, can we come together? But despite of that, when you look at the economic blocks, they have a lot of commonalities together. And what is required now is a detailed data gathering and data analysis to show some of the aspects of those blocks that are common. For example, in this Lake Region Economic Block, when we look at, let's say, the water catchment areas, which we need to conserve, we must map them out. If we have to look at, let's say, the issue of pollution, we have a problem across because we are using a lot of fertilizer for growing of maize and all these things. So the pollution of the lake, because all this is washed in the lake, those are issues that we must work as a team, as the economic bloc. So that's why data is so crucial, and GIS is the best technology in the world, and is the fastest growing technology in the world today. Because AI is all based on that.
Thank you. I love that the scientists in you just jumps out, and you're so passionate about it.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder whether that can also be translated to an opportunity within the county, because some of what he's talking about is also progressive. And I wonder whether, you know, even when we were having the conversation yesterday, and energy and all of these factors, how do we make it make sense to everyone so that they don't think it's too far removed?
That we have done. I can tell you for sure. Is my passion, and because I was one of the people who came up with this technology during my young days when I was in the university. We have, to date, we have hosted 35 counties in Vihiga for them who have come for benchmarking and being able to take them through. And after that, I have my staff who will then go accompany them to their counties and help them to set up the systems. So as of now, all the 47 counties have now set the systems in place. And to make sure that this is coordinated, we have decided that Council of Governors must have the NAV Center. So the whole the system that coordinates all the GIS systems in the country should be coordinated at the Council of Governors. So at the Council of Governors now, we have also established a GIS center.
I love that.
And that is going to now become a main hub where all the data,
a physical data center,
all the data from the counties will be able to be domiciled there. And then, of course, there will be allowance which data can be used by who and how.
Given our data protection laws, we're like completely out of time. I'm just wondering, oh my God, Governor, I have 24 hours to spend in Vihiga. In 30 seconds, what do I do? Go. I have 24 hours to spend in Vihiga. You have 30 seconds to tell me what to do in those 24 hours.
If you have 24 hours to stay in Vihiga?
Yes.
First, I think I would say you would be able to go to the Maragoli Hills. And see what we are doing on the reforestation program. If you have the energy, you try to do rock climbing, which is quite...
it's tough, I know. It requires upper body strength.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So after that, I think we have a very, very nice small model hotels where you can go and have
lunch or
a cup of tea. And one of the one I know that is the best is Sosa Cottages, where I take usually my people. When you come there, that's where I take you.
Thank you
said
so
it
much,
on
Governor.
air, so we'll hold you to it.
Yes, thank you so much. That is Dr. Governor Wilber Ottichilo, of course, from Vihiga County. We've been discussing matters devolution in Vihiga, but across the country as well, using tech AI for good and for the advancements of counties, and finding out how we can harness this data for our good. We have to go on a break now, but we'll be right back in the next hour with more conversations at the Devolution Conference in Homa Bay.
I beg to leave you. I've got to make use of this suit.
He wasn't wearing a suit for us.
For us. It was not for us.
I've got to make use of the suit. As the main conference facilitator, I'll be heading to the main hall. First, there's a panel discussion I'll be heading now on good governance. And in the afternoon, I'll be with the governor and others as well on performance management and looking at performance management among... This is one of the 15 side conversations that will be taking place today. So, see you guys.
You guys are going by road? Okay. Eric is suffering from success. That's why he's wearing a suit. Have an amazing session, Eric. Many sessions, actually, you have. Us will continue with the conversation. Like we said, hashtag,
when you finish the show, come and join
DEFCON. 100%.
I'll set aside some seats for you. Right there next to the president.
Asante.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Tune in the next hour.